Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have Saba Shahid, and she is the Chief Smiling Officer of the Art Cart. And with her, on the far left here, Vicki Jimenez, and she is a participant in the Art Cart. The Art Cart is something I found out about in the neurology department at UMass. There were all these paintings up on the wall, and they were by people who have Parkinson's disease, and they had done it. And I thought this would be great to have on the show. I mean, what a ray of hope and fun. My grandmother had it, and Saba shared with me that she had a relative who had that too. So, and we are so pleased to have you both. I read the feature of you in the Brain and Life magazine by the American Academy of Neurology. This is fantastic. Well, first of all, Saba, what is it? What is the Art Cart?
Definitely. Well, thank you, for having us on today. Yeah. The Art Cart is a creativity and movement program, which is specifically developed for people living with Parkinson's disease. Mm-hmm. What we've done is we've created a curriculum of workshops that focuses on several different symptoms of Parkinson's and how folks can use art and exercise to temporarily alleviate and improve those symptoms. Some of those symptoms include strengthening fine motor skills, mm-hmm. combating tremors, increasing gross motor movement and fine motor movement, as well as combating depression and micrographia as well.
I know that my grandmother, you mentioned it, the very teeny tiny handwriting.
Yes.
And I saw the difference coming up. And that would be, is that the graphic thing you talked about? Or?
Yep, so micrographia, micro means small, graphia means writing, mm-hmm. so it's small handwriting. It occurs because a lot of folks with Parkinson's end up having rigidity in their hand. Mm-hmm. It could be in their dominant hand or non-dominant hand. And so when they start writing, their handwriting gets very small, very cramped, very illegible. Mm-hmm. And so one thing that our program does, we've actually developed an interactive workbook called Let's Combat Micrographia. Yeah. And we use that to help folks with Parkinson's improve their handwriting through a series of writing exercises as well as hand exercises.
And you could get that book at Amazon, right?
You can. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, as well as our website.
And what was the title again?
Let's Combat Micrographia.
Micrographia. I remember seeing my grandmother who had Parkinson's. It would start to go up. It would be small. Yep. There wouldn't be a direction kind of onto it. And
it can go up. It can go down.
I was just a kid, and I've seen this too. Yeah. Now we have Vicki Jimenez with us, and Vicki, you are a participant. You've been doing this for 2 years. You've been in both Saba's program and her husband's program. Tell me about it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us here too. It's my pleasure. I start when I find out that I have Parkinson. I met Shahid through UMass physical rehabilitation, mm-hmm. and I started to go into his program, and then that's through him is when I find out about her.
So your doctor at UMass, you found out about Saba.
Yeah. And as soon as I go in the first time, I love it. Yeah. It's something different. It makes you take your brain out of a lot of stuff. You forgot what.
Stop worrying about it.
Everything. And it's we don't do only art. We do hands exercise and mm-hmm. other stuff that it helps through the Parkinson.
Did you do one of the paintings in UMass?
I did. Yes. So her paintings are in UMass as well as in St. Vincent's.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you're getting around, girl. Yeah. Well, more than a lot of artists. Really, oh my God. When were you first diagnosed, Vicki?
October 25th, 2016.
16?
Yeah.
Did it come like a bolt out of the blue to you, or?
No, I was with symptoms for a while. The worst, it was for like a year already. But I started 10 years ago to feel things that it was signs that I had something that it wasn't going on good. And a year before 2016 is when I started to realize something different through my body. When I was doing exercise, mm-hmm. and I was doing jumping jacks, I was moving my hand but not my feet.
The jumping jacks just weren't going normally, right?
Yeah, just go like this, and I wasn't doing it. I'm but I think I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's when I started realizing, and then it's the shakiness on my hands started. So that's when I noticed that something was going on. And I went to a few different doctors. One neurology ran the test, and she's like, no, there's nothing going on.
She said you didn't have Parkinson's.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
She said, you don't have anything. Everything it came out positive. I'm like, okay, so what happened?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I'm gonna run another test and see what happened. And then she called me and she's like, the test came out okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so what's wrong? Something is going on because my body is telling me.
Sure.
So one of my kids was working for Dr. Tisdale in UMass. And she's like, Mom, why you don't go see another opinion? Go see my doctor.
Yeah.
He's really good. I'm like, okay, let me go do an appointment.
Yeah.
She did an appointment. I went with my other daughter, and as soon as he ran the test, walking and
Yeah.
those kind of things.
Yeah, I touched the nose and
those which is,
I know those. Yeah.
and the walking and coming back and he's like, I know what you have. I'm like, what is it? But I was searching in Google already
Yeah.
things for what I have, and I found Parkinson. But I'm
He just nailed it right then and there.
Yeah.
Without the test. Well, what about the tests you had? Did you say like, what about these? No.
nothing came out.
He nailed it.
Yeah, he did it right away.
And that happens a lot, you
Does
know,
it?
where you have to go to have a second opinion. And usually most folks that have Parkinson's have it for a few years before they know that they have Parkinson's or before they're actually diagnosed.
Really, it happens like that. So now, once you were diagnosed with it, it's a whole new world. I was sharing with Saba than it was when my grandmother had it. The medications now, do they give you a lot of hope, a lot of good stuff now?
Yeah, he did. He did really good. He's like, before it used to be not too many medication. Now it's so many out there that we can try.
Yep.
And I'm like, how can you tell me that you're 100% sure this is what it is? He's like, the first thing, take the medicine. And if it works, that's what it is.
And that's it.
I take tonight the first pill. The next day around maybe, actually as soon as I get up, I notice 25% different
Yeah.
change like this with just one pill.
We're talking with Saba Shahid, and she is the Chief Smiling Officer for the Art Cart, and also Vicky Jimenez, and she is a participant in this program. This started, 4 years ago, did you say?
About 4.5 years ago.
And it was your brainchild.
It was.
What made you think like this?
So I've always been an artist growing up, and I've always been very involved in the medical field. Before the art cart was developed, I was actually applying to go to medical school because I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
So while I was waiting for my applications, to be processed and to see if I get any acceptances anywhere, I was working a corporate job, and at the time, being behind a computer, it's not the best. And I was really missing that patient interaction that I was having.
Yeah.
And so that's when I decided to develop the art cart, taking my passion for art, taking my passion for medicine, and finding a solution to help folks with neurological disorders find comfort through art and exercise.
Is it all Parkinson's, or are there other ones too?
Yeah, so about 80% of our work is with the Parkinson's community. We also work with people with MS, people with stroke victims as well. So the reason why my title is the Chief Smiling Officer, and Vicky can tell you this as well. One of the things we always do is we promote smiling, and we promote positivity, and promote learning how to live better with your symptoms versus feeling burdened by them. And so our program really covers the umbrella of disorders that are listed under the inability to smile as a symptom. A lot of times, regular people without any type of neurological disorder will take the act of smiling for granted. And two people will pass one another by and not even acknowledge one another. Smiling, we truly feel, is the shortest distance between two people. It's this universal language, and it can really turn a person's day, upside down. So that's where, the focus of our work comes from, is being able to spread awareness about that facial masking that people with Parkinson's have.
My grandmother had that, yeah.
Your grandmother had that, yeah.
It's scary to look at, too.
Yeah, and a lot of times people, misinterpret
Yeah.
people that have facial masking.
Yeah, when I was just a kid, I could have thought, gee, she's just but being very happy today. That wasn't it.
Right.
She couldn't at
She
that point.
couldn't, exactly.
What is the name of your husband's program?
Yep, so my husband's name is Chad Moore, and he runs DOPAFIT, Parkinson's Movement Center. And so right now we have 2 locations. One location's in West Boylston, that's the one that Vicky goes to, and then one location's in Southampton, Massachusetts.
Now, how do they reach both of your programs?
Yes, definitely. So for the art cart, you can go online. Our website is www.smilethroughart.com. You can also find us on Facebook. It's at Smile Through Art. And for Chad's program, DOPAFIT, you can go on the website as well. It's www.dopafit.com.
How do you spell Dobafat?
DOPAFIT is spelled DOPAFIT.
Got it.
.com. Yep.
Okay, my grandmother, they gave her L-Dopa,
Yes.
something like that. For the Parkinson's, but it didn't seem to work. Is that that? I know they called it L-Dopa.
Yep, so there's a lot of different medications. So the kind of play on words that we use with DOPAFIT is dopamine is the neurotransmitter that's lacking in folks with Parkinson's. And then when you add the FIT, there's a lot of studies out there behind exercise and Parkinson's. Vicky can probably also talk about this, is after you exercise, even Parkinson's or no Parkinson's, your body naturally produces these feel-good neurotransmitters, dopamine being one of them.
Yeah.
And so those areas of the brain get activated. So you start feeling better, right? Do you notice that after
Right
you
away.
exercise?
Do they give you a lot of Depakote and Neurontin, things like that? Or not? That's not the...
No.
No, that's more for the epilepsy and things like... Okay, yeah.
So-
So the new ones out, there's a lot of medications out there, right? Have you had to go through a lot, Vicky?
Many.
Many.
I start with the ribonerol. Actually, no, I start with another one, and I'm not gonna go through name because I'm bad with with name and memories. We start with one, and right away upset my stomach, and it didn't feel good. He tried another one, and same thing. The third one, it was the patch. That it was doing really good, but same thing, my stomach. So
Even with a patch, it got to your stomach.
So yeah, even with the patch, that it was nothing that I was taking.
Yeah.
So I went to him again, and he tried the ribonerol. And then he gave me ribonerol and another medicine to make my stomach feel better for the reaction of the medicine. And yeah, that worked. But then I still feel like not. Maybe 1 month it was good that it felt that it helped, but when the medicine started wear off, I was going back to the same. So I went to him and I added another one, which was amantadine, I think it is. Yeah, twice a day.
Yep.
Then I wanna go see another. That they told me that he was really good. Specialized in Parkinson, Dr. Summer.
Where's he located?
He's in UMass.
In
too,
UMass, okay.
Worcester, yeah. He had the office in there. I went to see him, and same thing. He's like, what Dr. Tisdale is doing is right. You got the right thing. I think we just have to add another one.
Oh boy! Now you got a third medicine on board. We're talking with Vicky, and Vicky has Parkinson's, and she's sharing with us everything she's been through. And Saba is the one that has invented the art cart, that was helping people with Parkinson's. So continue, Vicky. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that was the third one. What is called? I don't know what is it. So I am taking right now
3.
Finally 3. That's the cocktail. Plus I have one for my. Because I have bad acid reflux.
Acid reflux. Join the club.
Everything,
I'm getting
even the water.
It's getting more pronounced.
Even the water is making it. So I have that and the 3 medicines plus the one for the that it helped my stomach for.
It's working? You're feeling a lot better?
I have no problem.
Your family's supporting you, I hope.
Her family's
Everybody.
wonderful.
Her family's really good. We found out Vicki and I were basically neighbors and didn't know it. But we both raised our kids over in Whitensville. Then we moved out to Grafton in 2003. But about that same time, they were going to the same school.
Same time, I think in 2001 is when I moved to Southbridge.
Yeah.
And then to Worcester. So pretty much the same time we moved out of White.
Okay, your son and daughter is 29.
Yeah, 29 and 30.
Okay.
And my oldest one is 30. Is gonna be 33.
All right, my son is 26, so they may have just passed each other and just missed each other.
Right in.
Oh,
It's crazy.
it's a small, small world. As soon as she said Whitensville, I'm like, oh my God, when were you there? Now, the art cart. When people go for the first time, are they nervous? They don't know how to, they can't paint. They say, oh, I can't paint, I can't draw.
Yeah, so we're not always working with paint, but art, I think, is something that's intimidating to people generally. But when folks come to our program, they come not knowing what to expect, but they get so hooked that they keep coming back.
I can see that, yeah.
We've had a lot of instances where there's folks that haven't done anything creative in years and years, and then they end up coming to our program, and they love it so much that they take on doing art during their own time, and
They
then
do it
they
at home.
they do it at home, and they start bringing in
Yeah.
paintings or different craft works that they've worked on just to show off to everyone, and just
definitely.
to. Yeah, it really gives, gives this feeling of hope, gives this feeling of confidence. You're getting to use, you're getting to learn different ways that you could be doing art, and you're not, in this black and white kind of mindset where you have to use a paintbrush or you have to be using, certain type of equipment.
How about sculpting clay that draw, that sculpt white, Crayola puts it out. It's in a bucket like this, and it's white. And you just add a little moisture to it. I've worked with kids with it, and leave it out. You make a little, whatever you want to make. It dries, and then you can paint it with acrylic paint and then gloss it up. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. See, this is right up my alley. I love this stuff. Have you seen, do you use those coloring books for adults at all? You know those cool things that are really, people love them. They're out now, the coloring books, all the different designs.
We don't do much with coloring books, but that's something that we do encourage folks to use during their own time.
It's relaxing.
It's a great, it's very relaxing. There's also apps now that you can use.
Yeah.
Where they're coloring book apps, where you can just, click on the different colors and do it that way. So
you meet in two different places, West Boylston, and where was the other one?
nope. So the art cart. One of the reasons why we call ourselves the art cart is because we travel all around.
Okay.
So we have workshops that occur throughout the United States.
Do you go throughout the United States?
Yes, we travel everywhere.
travel.
We're always on the road.
Oh, so you're not just here in New England. You're
No,
all
we're not
over the
just-
place.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Oh, you must meet an awful
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah, so we just had our first international trip to Canada 2 weeks ago. So the program's definitely expanding. Now, Dopafit, that's the one where we have the two primary locations, which are in West Boylston and Southampton.
And that's like, do you do chair exercises and that type
So
of...
we do all different types of exercises there. Everything's geared towards people with Parkinson's, everything from boxing to high-intensity training to strength training, everything to get them moving, get their heart rates up, and with the goal of it being to improve their, gait, which would be walking, improve their strength, improve their focus. Vicky can probably tell you a little bit more about...
how does it help you?
Yeah.
Were you shaking at all? A little bit of shaky? No?
Right now, not too much, but at the beginning I was.
Yeah.
And maybe since they added the last medicine is when I start more less shaking.
Yeah.
It was shaking in my hips.
Your hips would shake.
My hips, it was stiff, and
Was stiff,
it
yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
And my left leg, it was. I usually limp,
Yeah.
but then it was more. So every time that I go to boxing, it's like you came out of there, like you don't need a medicine for that day.
You went to Boston. They kept telling you don't need anything, right? And it wasn't until you got to UMass the guy said, it's Parkinson's.
No, I think she's saying it's
The
the other way
boxing.
around. When she goes to Dopafit,
Yeah.
she doesn't feel like she needs medication afterwards.
Yes.
Oh, afterwards, because you feel
Yeah.
so good.
She feels
You
so
feel
good.
so good.
Yeah.
You feel like
Yeah.
it's.
And you've also said when you've come to the art cart as well, right? You feel that your tremors lessen.
Yeah, it really is. It's less.
Yeah.
Even I noticed in both of them, the art car and the boxing, that next day you feel your body feel like loose,
Yeah.
like it's crazy. It's hard to explain it because it's everything here.
Yeah.
So it's like because you did this, it's like your brain is producing more dopamine.
Yeah.
Next day you feel like so loose, your body like
Yeah.
relaxing, And when you go to her program, it's like you forgot the whole thing.
Yeah.
You forgot about.
You're having too much fun.
Yeah.
That's key. You nailed it. The fun part. Yeah.
It is so much fun. And it's not only like the first time I get over there, I was like, but I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to draw.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know how to draw a flower either. I'm like, how am I gonna do it? And she was so, no, you can do it. You can do it. Was so comfortable. She makes you feel like, I don't know with the other people, but to me, right away, I feel like I know her for forever.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Well, she's a very warm person. I mean, she and I were talking a lot before you even got here. What was I going to say? How many people per class, per workshop?
So it depends, varying on location. Our smallest class is probably about 10.
Okay, that's good. That's
yeah,
a good
it's a pretty good number.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to know each other a little bit better, and the largest class we've ever done is probably with 55 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we have a good range.
Where do you meet up in West Boylston and the other? Where is it?
So in Worcester.
Yeah.
Oh, are you asking about the art cart?
Yeah. Where does the art cart meet up for their
Yeah,
class?
so we meet once a month on Thursdays off of Lincoln Street in Worcester.
Okay.
So if folks go to our website, they can download all of our program flyers and get information on there. And the really cool thing about the program we do in Worcester is we do it in collaboration with the American Parkinson's Disease Association, and so it's free of cost to all the participants that come.
Mm-hmm.
It's free.
Yeah.
Something this healing is free.
Right.
It's amazing.
So, we're
How do you
always
do it?
encouraging folks
Oh,
to
yeah.
take advantage of,
Sure.
resources like this that are out there.
Yeah.
Medications are great, medications are needed, but there's also this whole other holistic side of treatment that you can get through, using art, through using exercise, and participating in these types of activities, allow you to kind of get treatment as a whole.
Well, yeah, a lot of people probably say, well, like Vicki was saying, I can't do art. I don't color things. But you were saying, Saba, that you know those big wide crayons they have for the kids. What a cool idea! That's a great way to start, right? Just take one of those big crayons and just do whatever you want.
Yep, it's giving you more surface area. You're having more confidence. It's not teeny tiny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
So
a good
once
thing to
a
start.
month on a Thursday.
Once a month, every Thursday.
Every
yep,
Thursday,
in
okay.
Worcester.
How long is it? An hour or two?
2 hours. Yep,
Well, that's
we
pretty
meet
good.
from 6 to 8 p.m.
Any?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good time too.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
a good
going
time.
to. Do you have refreshments at all?
We bring snacks. Yep.
That is a
Bring
lot of
snacks.
fun. Again, Saba, how can they get a hold of you?
Definitely. So if you're interested in learning more about the Smile Through Art workshops, please visit our website, www.smilethroughart.com. And if you're interested in participating in Parkinson-specific exercises, please visit www.dopafit.com.
This is a blessing. I wish, that it had been around when my grandmother was suffering in the 70s. Was it your grandmother, Saba?
No, my mother-in-law passed
mo-
away
your mother- she
with
must have been very
complications
young.
of Parkinson's. She was 55.
Oh my gosh,
She's
that's
very, very
unusual.
young.
It's highly. That must have been years
Yeah.
ago, right?
No, 6 years ago now.
That's very unusual. My grandmother was already in her 80s, so
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that you expected it, but versus somebody as young as in their 50s. Now, who is it? We talked about Robin Williams
Right.
had been diagnosed, and then who's the other fellow?
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
He's acting. He's doing everything. If you don't watch too closely, you don't know there's anything's going on.
Right, and he's doing a lot for the Parkinson's community as
Yeah.
well through his organization. So they're very research focused, and they have a lot of great initiatives going on.
What's that place, Saba, down in Foxborough that you mentioned?
The Neurology Center of New England.
The Neurology Center of
Yeah.
New England.
So in Massachusetts, we work with the Neurology Center of New England, UMass, and St. Vincent's.
That is fantastic. Now, do you go to Boston at all?
We do.
You do.
Yep.
Like Mass General and
BU Med we work with.
BU Med.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you've been all over the country.
We have, yes.
Oh my gosh. How did you get the word out? I mean, it just must have spread like lightning, right?
It is, yes. It's spreading, it's growing. So we're just really excited to be able to be accommodating and
Yeah.
to be able to go to places where people living with Parkinson's are and make it, more accessible for them. So that's our goal.
It's a whole new world. Vicki, you're so lucky.
I am because, and I told her since I met her, I've been telling her they're my angels.
Oh.
Because
thank you.
it's so amazing how you can. I guess sometimes I thank God for what I have because that's how I met these people.
Yeah.
It's like another family, and I always thank her and him because he has the story with his mother.
Yeah.
She doesn't, far as I know.
Mm.
But they do so much that is amazing.
Mhm.
They travel all over the place. They drive miles and miles.
You don't fly, you drive.
Many places.
Yeah, so throughout Massachusetts we drive,
Yeah.
but when we go other places we fly, yeah.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. And your family is supportive, Vicki.
Yes,
They're right there with
100%.
you.
My kid, my
They're
husband,
great.
my kid partner, they all always there for me, right?
Are you a grandma yet? He was like 10 rolled into one, so it was a lot. We have had a lot of fun today, and you know, Vicki, you are a, what do you call it? Inspiration, power of example. And through Saba and her program and her husband's program, you would recommend this to a lot of people?
100%.
Yeah.
Please, whoever, if you know somebody who going through the same thing as I do,
Yeah.
they can go to those places where it's free. You don't have to pay a penny.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, and it's a big help.
And you enjoy it.
And I
I can
enjoy
tell.
it, and whatever I can support, I'll be there for.
Are there support groups up in Worcester for
They
this?
are.
I think they have it at Milford up the street.
Yeah, they have one at St. Vincent's.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that you go to, Vicki,
yeah,
right?
once a month.
Once a month, every
Yeah.
Wednesday.
The
Yep.
first Wednesday of the month.
Yep, first Wednesday
Yeah.
of the month.
That's so much, you know, being able to relate to other people with the same the
Right.
same problem, and then you can pass the word on to them in the support group about Saba's group and her husband.
Yeah.
The workshop.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. So, are the pictures still up in neurology right now at UMass?
They are.
Okay.
Yep.
If you happen to be going over to UMass, drop downstairs to A level, go down to the neurology clinic. It's a big clinic. And look on the wall near where you check out. Go around like this, and you'll see the pictures that the people with Parkinson's have done. Paintings that are colorful, to say the least. It got my attention. I knew. I said, "Well, this is different." And then I got the art cart, and that's how I found you. And then somebody else had it connected with me,
Yes.
and that's how we met Saba. And then Saba had Vicki come on board on the show today. So, if you have any questions, contact them because it's a blessing, and I'm glad something finally has happened.
Yeah,
Really, a lot of us have had relatives with Parkinson's or whatever. Gosh, thanks so much.
Thank you for having
All right,
us.
we'll see you next time and be my guest.